Being a man. Um, that's a good question. Being a man, I'd say being a man is standing by your word, being able to back your word, being able to provide, being able to be strong, I guess. And like strong is probably the first word that comes to mind when you think of a man. Anybody that goes to the gym, really.
Just stood up and then put it down.
How do you feel when you see other people like that? Bigger
Makes
than
me
you?
want to lift that. Literally. That's like my dream, to get to 250. Wow. I need to get to 280 to break the record, but...
Do you think it's pushing you further, seeing people like that? Or
Yeah.
Is it healthy?
That's what... depends if you can do it right. But he looked pretty healthy.
Gym culture has developed rapidly in the UK, with boys at younger and younger ages taking intense interest in exercise and diet and changing their body. Social media apps and shows like Love Island expose young men to highly muscular physiques, with an ideal male body type being enforced. While it's important to keep a healthy diet and often exercise, there are worries that many are taking it too far, with issues like body dysmorphia mixing in with social pressures and toxic masculinity.
My name's Will. I'm 22 years old. I'm pretty big gym head. Well, I prefer powerlifting, bodybuilding, that kind of stuff. So.
How long have you worked out for?
Well, I think this is like I'm in my fourth year now, so pretty long time, and it's been pretty much part of my life ever since. It's like I see it as like a routine thing, just like brushing my teeth, like every day, or depending on whether it's rest day or not, just be in the gym really. Like I had loads of like people I looked up to on YouTube and like films and stuff like that, and then also I used to get a lot of shit in school, so pushed about and stuff. I was just always the ragdoll kid. So, and then there was a thing that would really piss me off is that I had quite skinny wrists, and obviously you can't build wrists up in the gym, but everybody was like, oh, you're so skinny, and would rip me around the school and stuff, just for that basically, being light and skinny, so it just pissed me off a bit.
Do you feel more like a man now than you did a few years ago when you were smaller?
For sure, yeah, because when I was smaller, confidence wasn't really a thing that I had. Just speaking to anybody, even girls as well, like that was such a thing that I could not get my head around. We're just slowly building our strength back up, and we got a heavy shoulder session, and then we got dumbbell press afterwards. So we're just doing heavy overhead press at the moment.
So you trained Craig, didn't you? You first trained him up.
I woke it up inside him.
Yeah. And he's overtaking you now.
Oh yeah.
So about 50-50.
Yeah.
50-50.
You push each other on, you think?
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of coming with a partner.
So he drives me. Yeah, when I'm feeling bad, he'll get me up. If he's feeling bad, I'll get him.
Because I've had that where I've built myself up and can be in like situations a lot more comfortably. It's now kind of made me feel more confident, which makes me feel like a man, I guess.
Do you ever feel like shows like Love Island are damaging for...
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd say mainly because half the stuff that they're saying that works for them or what they did that got them to that point is just complete lies. It's probably like heavily personal training or performance enhancing drugs, but obviously Love Island, I wouldn't say they have any on that, but they just make it seem like it's easy and like there's no struggle.
Jumpers off.
But then also you have the side of it of like lying, how they got what they got, just pushing products on you, pushing false false reality basically. It just kind of sets a mindset in someone's head that they want that, and then when they actually realise they can't get that, it's quite crushing, and then can probably stop a lot of people from carrying on going because they know they can't achieve what they want. And a lot of people lifting weights and being in bodybuilding will probably have the same thing where they think Arnie was natural, and like they're like, oh, I want to be like as big as Arnie was, but then as soon as you find out he's on steroids, you're kind of like, oh well, if I want to get there, I got to take steroids. So it's kind of, you got to get over that fact and go for your own goal.
Do you think that's a point that a lot of people like you that are obsessed with the gym get to, where they think, if I need to get to the next stage, I'm going to have to take something?
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. You kind of, if you want to do it properly, there's a process to it, really. You like, if you want to kind of be healthy with taking steroids, you get to your natural limit after about, it's different for everybody, but it's average around 6 to 8 years. And once you hit that, it's just maintaining what you've got. And if you want to go into professional bodybuilding or professional powerlifting, and you've already reached your maximum natural potential, then the only option is then to take it further with steroids and things like that, because it's kind of like a step up into a new industry, basically. But there are still like industries just for natural bodybuilding where people only will be natural and kind of do that, basically. But it's not as kind of, people don't watch that anymore. They want bigger, if that makes sense.
Do you think you ever get to that stage?
I don't know, it's always crossed my mind because obviously powerlifting's such a big thing. But I don't think I would. I don't think, like, unless I went in professional bodybuilding and trying to build up size, then I feel like I'd need bodybuilding. I'd need steroids to help me, because of obviously how like I put on weight and things like that and size.
How often do you spend a day working out?
I'd like to say 2 hours, but it's probably, I'd say 2.5, just to make up for the other shit.
How do you feel if you don't work out?
I don't know, I don't think it hits me as hard. If I went for a long time without working out, then yeah, that's when it'd take a toll. And I'd be like kind of getting, I don't know, I can't sit still in my room, you know?
Why not?
I don't know, because it's like a chunk of time where you can kind of zen yourself, if that makes sense, as well as doing something active. So you're like, it's a lot of energy exertion, but it still does you good, you know? You don't feel tired.
Do you use it as a stress relief?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I noticed this, if I had a stressful day or something big happened, that session that day would be a pretty good session. So, and a lot of pre-workout. So it's required.
And how often do you check your weight, and how often do you feel self-conscious about your body?
It's not been a while since I've been self-conscious about my body until I recently went home over COVID, and all of my family were like, "Oh, what happened? You used to be like really big, and now you're looking a bit small." And then I didn't really let it affect me at the time, but like it plays on your head, and then you kind of like see it in the mirror, and then you can't go to the gym because obviously it's all locked down, and then it just all piles up and just plays on your mind, really. But weighing myself is daily. Like every morning, it's like a routine thing. Just get up, go to the toilet, stand on the scale, and I kind of have a gauge of how well I did yesterday, and then what I need to do differently today. That makes sense.
Do you think that's a problem in England, kind of the way that people are teased for being skinnier, especially like you said about your wrists? Like, it's a massive thing in schools, isn't it, do you think?
Yeah, of course, because obviously like things with that, like genetics play such a big play in my build, and it's a lot harder for me to put on weight, whereas for the average person, or like what it seems like to most people, putting on weight isn't a problem. It's keeping it off and looking kind of in shape. So it's everyone has their own struggle and starting point, and yeah, being skinny was mine, I guess.